Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you guys stay. So starting off, as usual, I'm going to show you guys the colours that I'll be using today. So starting off, we've got a Madam Glam gel polish called Bittersweet, and it's this very beautiful, almost like a pinky red. It's definitely much more on the reddy side, but it's got this beautiful, beautiful pink undertones to it. Next up, we've got You Free Tonight, and it's like a very, very, once again, very beautiful pink. I feel like I've been picking this one up quite often, so it's got to be one of like those pinks that kind of match everything. And next up, we've got Cloud Beauty in the shade N17, and as you probably know, or if you're new, you probably won't know, but this is my all-time favorite nude. I get this one all the time. I highly recommend, so if you guys are kind of on the search for a perfect nude, definitely this one, all-time favorite. You shall see, especially after today's video and any other of my videos. It's literally all the time on my channel. So starting off, of course, as usual, we're going to apply our base colors. So I'm going to apply the first base color on camera, and then the second one will be applied off camera, just the basics around here. So we are going to apply 3 nude nails, as you can see. Oh, actually no, 4 nude nails. 4 nude nails, although later on they're going to be slightly covered up with some foils. We've got some foils going on, we've got a French tip, we're going to do some hand-painted animal prints, which I haven't done in a very long time. Ever since stamping has become a thing for me, I've kind of been opting for stamping a lot of the time, or like foils, so which actually will be using some foils today, which actually have animal print on them, which is kind of probably why I decided to do some hand-painted animal print as well. So we've got 4 nude nails and then 1 full pink nail. So once I'm happy with those, I will pop those into the lamp, apply a second layer off camera, and then we'll be able to start our nail design. And you would be shocked, but I have to say today's nail design has no sugared nail. Can you believe that? Because I cannot. I don't know how, even now filming it, I'm looking at the set in front of me, I'm like, wait a minute, where's the sugar nail? What's going on here? So now that they are cured, it's time for our transfer foil nails. So I'm applying some Macquart's transfer foil gel, my all-time favorite. So one of the nude nails is going to kind of have half a nail foiled and the other one is going to have a full nail foiled, but I don't want to really faff about, so I decided to apply the transfer foil gel across both of those nails. If you wanted to be very picky and precise, you could just apply the transfer foil gel only in the area you want to apply the foil, but you see later on why I decided to just put it across the whole thing and not mess about too much. So whilst that is curing, I'm just going to apply some of that gorgeous pink onto my little palette, my DIY palette, just being eco-friendly and using some empty little pots. So we are going to start off with our French tips now. So for our French tip, we're going to do 2 French tip nails, and they're going to be the 2 nude nails. So I like to do my French tip just like this, just straight up with my nail brush, winging it, and it always somehow seems to work for me. I don't know whether it's just practice now or what it is, but French tips have always kind of been a little fright for me, and yeah, I don't know, maybe it's literally practice. If you're struggling, practice. But there's all sorts of different ways you can do a French tip. There's all different sorts of methods and all sorts, so maybe I could film a little video kind of walking you guys through maybe a bit more in detail how I do my French tips and different methods. You can even stamp a French tip, or you can even do those jelly methods, but you are going to kind of ruin your transfer jelly, what are these called, the stampers. You're going to kind of destroy your stampers a little bit, especially with a nail like this. There's no way you'll be able to do such a high, are they called deep French tips or high French tips? I'm not sure, but definitely you wouldn't be able to stick a whole or stiletto tip into one of those jellies. So as I outline, I colour them in. This one, there's always something about the second one. I can't always get it perfect, so there's always a bit of faffing about, because of course you want to make it as identical as possible with the other one. So I hate when there's 2 French tip nails in one set. It's just so frustrating. Luckily enough, you can get away, as long as the French tip nails are not right next to each other, you can actually get away with not making them 2 identical, because as long as they're not right next to each other, you can't tell as much. So, you know, don't be too stressed about that. And I could have probably gotten away with this one too, just because the French tip nails are on either side of the set. But me being picky, I decided to just finish it up. So that's them done now and cured. So, and it's also 1 layer, by the way. So those Madam Glam gel polishes are super pigmented. So this is the nail where we're only kind of going to do the bigger half of it with the transfer foil. And the reason I didn't just kind of colour in the area I wanted to was because exactly this reason there, really. The foil, I could literally put a very nice straight line from the edge of the foil, so I didn't have to like be too picky and too precise and, you know, put a lot of effort into it when I could have just placed the foil. As long as you place it in a straight line, then you'll be fine. So we're just going to place on this side, but of course remember, you've also applied the transfer foil gel on the left hand side, so make sure the foil doesn't end up touching that side, because then you're going to have a transfer and it's just going to become a big mess. So that nail's only got that bit, and as you can see also, this video isn't that crazy fast forwarded, so it transfers like a little dream. I always leave my transfer foil gel to cool down for about a minute too. I always crack on with a different nails, so I probably worked on the French tip nails whilst this transfer foil gel nails were kind of just cooling down from the lamp. And as you can see here, it literally transfers amazingly. And I'm also not using any crazy foils. These foils are most likely AliExpress or Shein quality. Like, they're not expensive, super expensive, you know, foils. They're literally probably the cheapest you can get. So, and they transfer amazingly. So, highly recommend just leaving your transfer foil and also using the Macar transfer foil. I highly rate that one a lot. I love that one so much. So once I'm happy with that, we'll take it off. Always the tip is the hardest to transfer foil for some reason, for me anyways. So once I'm happy, and I was very happy with the transfer of these foils, they literally transferred like a little charm. Now it's time for some glitter bells, unbelievable gels, and if you don't know about them, they're literally amazing, and you get a big old pot. Like, these will last me forever, and I kind of like to use them for nail art. They cure tack free, which is amazing. So I'm gonna pop some of it onto my little plate, and also the reason I like it is because of also how thick it is. Literally amazing for nail art when drawing lines. If you love to do very thin nail art as well, amazing. This is very amazing. So right now I'm just gonna outline where the nude and that foil meets, and I do a bit of it on camera to show you guys, and then I do go off camera just to fix up the line, make it as thick as I want it or as thin as I want it. So this is how I decided to leave it right here. I just feel like it's such a little touch, but it does kind of give that little nice effect. So now I'm going to apply some of that bittersweet color onto my palette, and this is now time for our hand painted animal prints. And god, I literally have not done some hand painted animal print in years, like literally years. I used to do them quite a lot when I first started, probably like 2 years ago, when I first like properly started doing like these press-on nails and got really digging into some nail art. Like, ever since then, I kind of like either, you know, transfer foils or plates, whatever kind of makes it easier for you. So whatever you also like the look of, because obviously naturally your hand-painted animal print will look so much more different to a foil or, you know, a stamping plate. So whatever you kind of prefer. So today I obviously did some hand painted ones with some foils. So of course, also as soon as you see this set, you can definitely see which animal print was obviously hand painted and which one wasn't. So that's also another thing. If you like the look of some hand painted designs, or if you like the kind of like fake look to them, if you will, like the foils, obviously there was no way I could have hand done that in any way. So we're gonna do some little dots on the French tip area only with some dotting tools. So we're going to cure that, and once I'm happy, I'm using a dotting tool again to outline the little like random dotty scribbly little dots that we've done. So you can use a dotting tool, you can also use a nail art brush if you prefer, whatever you kind of feel more comfortable using and you have better control over. I did find that the dotting tool was a bit of a pain to do. The lines were a bit thicker than I maybe would like them to, and I found that I had to dip into the unbelievable gel so much more often than I probably would have with a nail art brush. But I've always kind of learnt to do it with a dotting tool, so that's probably why I went straight for a dotting tool. But I feel like next time I do an animal print by hand, I would attempt to do it with a nail art brush for sure. And also I like to use a very long nail art brush. There's one that you guys always see, and it's my all-time favorite to do everything. Oh, actually, it was the one we saw at the beginning of the video to do the French tip, and it's a fairly long brush, so that would not have been probably the most comfortable to do little lines around those dots. I do have some smaller ones, but I just never use them. I just kind of have my one go-to, and I just kind of try and make it work for everything, but I don't think it would have worked the best for this one. But yeah, next time I try and do some animal print, I will try and get the smaller brushes. So once I'm done kind of outlining those little dots, I am going to do some random blobs of black in between our red animal print design, just to fill it in a little bit more and give it more of an animal print vibe. which I think it kind of did. And we are going to also repeat this exact process on the other nail. And I think I forgot to mention, if you guys would like to buy some Madam Glam gel polishes, I have all the links down in the description, and you can use my code glamifybabe30_1 to save yourself 30%. And I highly recommend the polishes, as you can see, highly pigmented. They're literally bomb.com. Unfortunately, the code won't work on any of the outlet stuff because they are already very heavily discounted. But even then, they're literally 60% off down there. They're amazing. I love to shop down there. Girl likes a good sale. So I highly recommend going down there and having a little look. Even if you don't buy anything, just have a look. It's literally amazing. The website just hits different for me. I don't know. I love shopping on there. I'm just constantly on there almost every day, to be honest. Right, so I'm just gonna probably let you guys just continue watching this, and then once I'm done with this nail, I'll come back to you guys to discuss the next steps. Okay, so the nails are done. We are going to pop them into the lamp, and now it's time to work on our full pink nail. And this this is probably the worst crystal placement I've ever done. This is what happens when you try and wing a crystal placement and kind of just use your own initiative when you're not too creative. So this is what came out. We've got a big like silver crystal at the top, followed by like a very long AB crystal, and then I decided to pop a circular crystal at the bottom, and that was literally it. And then we're gonna add some slight detailing of some caviar beads, and that's it. So I do not recommend this crystal placement. I'm not a fan, although now that I look at it in front of me, it doesn't look the worst. So if you do like it, go ahead, but it was not at all my cup of tea. Since then, I've started to kind of work on creating really cool crystal placements, and I came across this Instagram, I can't remember the full name, it's quite long, but it starts with Glitz, and this lady does the best crystal placement. It's like my kind of crystal placement cup of tea. So I've been trying to get inspired by her, get a bit more creative with my crystal placements. So you guys are about to see some really cool crystal placements. I think I really like the ones I've done. They kind of are very eye-catching and really creative, so I'm excited for you guys to see those. So hopefully you guys don't have to burn your eyes looking at this one too much longer. There'll be better ones, I'm sure, or at least I promise. So here I'm just popping some caviar beads, just kind of thinking that those caviar beads are going to do anything, but they really didn't. They're also way too small for some reason. They just didn't really pop. Never mind. That's in the lamp now. So I decided to also place some AB crystals in the middle for the French tip nails. So I'm popping 3 crystals right in the middle where the nude and the pink meets. As you can see right there, I'm just going to pop 3 crystals, and then we're going to cure it. So we're going to do this exact crystal placement on the other French tip nail as well. And yeah, pop it into the lamp, and after that, I want to say it's gonna be it. We're just gonna have to glossy top coat, I think, and then we're good to go. So the glossy top coat that I'll be using today is from Vanillisa. It's one of my go-tos as well. If you're a regular, of course you'd know. And yeah. Okay, so top coat time, and with nails like today, where there's quite a lot of, well, kind of not, there's There's crystal placement. There's not a lot of it, but it's just in such awkward places, you could say. So I always find these so difficult to top coat because you have to go all around the crystals. So I highly recommend for you to, of course, watch out. Don't put a glossy top coat onto your crystals because you're going to dim them down, and that is not at all what we want. And we want them to be as sparkly as possible. So try and avoid touching them as much as possible. Of course, I try, but you know, these nails are not for anyone to wear. So sometimes I get a bit naughty and I by accident go over one, but it's not a big deal for me. But if you're doing it for a client, of course, just try and avoid it as much as possible. Worst comes to worst, you can always wipe it with some nail cleaner before curing, or just wipe the whole nail down and retry it and apply your glossy top coat again. So we're just going to finish that up, and then it's going to be the final result. So let me guys know what you think of this one. I feel like it's a bit of a wild set. I feel like there's a lot going on. But you know what? I love when there's a lot going on. When there's a lot going on, it's my kind of set. Like, yeah. If you ever see a set where there's not a lot going on, that's probably because someone told me to calm down and do a simple set, or I just run out of ideas most of the time. But yeah, I feel like recently I've been on a massive roll, so you guys are going to see some really sick sets. So here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. I apologize, I feel like this video has been way too long, but I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've got all the links to Madam Glam down in the description, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.